Ham. Since the beginning of time, humans have found many ways to enjoy this delicious meat. They've learned how to take it for walks.
Come on, boy. Come on. You can make it. Come on. Come on. Come on, we gotta go now.
They've taught it other languages.
Ready? Yamo Hamon. Yamo Hamon. Got it? Now you.
They've had movie nights with it. They've taught it how to shave properly. They've even taught it how to play catch. Well, did you know that ham is not only a delicious meat, but it is also a fun card game? The game of ham is a party card and board game that will have players squealing with laughter or turning away in shame. And of the many wonderful features that the game of ham has, one feature it has is it will never go bad. Sponsored by Local Touch Online, a free online magazine that has an exclusive article by Pop Culture Geekery every month.
Hello, Pop Culture Geekery! Today we will be playing the game of ham. And I would like to thank George for reaching out to us and providing us a copy of this game to play today. Ham stands for hating all mankind, which tells you the kind of game this is going to be. This game is 3 to 15 plus players because there's a team variant, so you can have more than 15 that way. It will take at least 30 minutes to play. It's 30 minutes plus, and it is for years 18 and older. Since this is an 18 plus game and we do have a family channel, if we come across a questionable word, then we will be saying. I would like to also caution for those only 18 or older to watch this video. So when you set up for this game, there are 4 boards, and the boards are also two-sided. I have one of the recommended startups to start with, but they said that you can really do it any way you want. So you can use as many boards as you want, and as long as you have a white spot to start on, you're gonna have a white spot to start on and then a yellow spot that's a goal at the end. And if there are extra yellow spots, then those are just like checkpoints until you get to the end. And you can even set it up so your players are starting at different white spots if you want to. So we're gonna have a deck of pink cards and a deck of gray cards, and we'll talk about how to use those more later. We also have 4 other piles of white cards here, and as you can see, the color of ham underneath matches the colors of the cards on the back. So I'm really just made a yellow card deck, green, orange, and red. And I would also like to note that there are about 4 more decks of pink cards in the box still sealed, so it comes with a lot of variety there. There are 16 different colors to choose from for players, so I have teal here, Joe has the yellow, and we're going to be playing with a variant today for the hate avatar, which is basically like a third player that's just like an automatic or computer player, because you have to have at least 3 people to play, and Joe and I are only 2 people. So the last thing you have to do to set up is give each player 10 cards. The hate avatar, however, does not get any cards. They just play whatever's on the top of the pink deck. So there are several ways to determine who the first judge is, but we're going to say the person with the closest birthday, and that would be me. So I'm going to pull the first gray card, and I just flip it face up. And the question is, why won't mommy stop crying? So then everyone's going to play a card face down and give it to me, and I'm going to judge which one is my favorite. And for the hate avatar, we're just going to put in a random pink card for him. All right, so now I'm going to, once everybody's put in a card, I'm going to read them. And it says, why won't mommy stop crying? And I have wearing grandma's dentures or a Donald Trump toupee. I'm gonna go with a Donald Trump toupee. And was that your card, Joe? So I have to find out if it's the hate avatar or Joe. So that means that Joe won this gray card. And at the bottom of the gray card, we'll have to zoom up on this in a minute. But it has 2 numbers, so he gets to choose if he wants to move 1 or if he wants to move 4 on the bottom of the card. So after the turn, they discard the pink cards and everybody gets to draw back up to 10. Joe is going to keep his gray card that he earned, and he's going to move either 1 or 4 on the gray card. Now, when we look at the board here, you can move in whichever direction you want, and then you can choose to move 1 or 4. Now, landing on the numbers just means that you stay there and you don't get to move any extra if it's 0. If it were 2, it would be different. You would get to move 2 extra, but then you wouldn't get anything from the color. But if Joe chooses to move 1 instead, then he can land on the red here or the yellow here, and then get a red or yellow card that has some ability that he could then use to play later. Alright, so Joe chose to move 1, so we're going to move him over here on the yellow he wants to go to. And then he gets one of the yellow cards, and it's just going to be face down because he's just going to choose later when he wants to use it. And it might be that it tells him to play it during a certain circumstance, or it's just any time that he can play it. So there are a couple extra rules here to take into account. So for the colored cards, ones that have white backs, there's a rule called gift giver. And Joe could choose at any time to give that card to another player to move 1 extra space. Or he could also give it to a random player to move 2 extra spaces. So since Joe won the last trick, he's now going to be the next judge and flip the judge card.
It says, what do hipsters like?
Alright, so I'm going to choose a card, and then we're going to have a random card from the hater. Or the hate avatar, that's right.
Alright, so we have taking a vegan to a butcher, or a sneaky snitch. I think hipsters like to do this.
That one?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the hate assassin.
Okay.
Alright, so if the hate assassin wins, then the person who is not the judge is the one who decides how they move. So that would be me. So I will decide if they're going to move 2 or 4. Okay, so in this case, since the hate avatar won, we're just going to discard the gray card. And we are still going to discard the pink cards and still going to draw back up to 10 pink cards in our hand. I'm going to choose for the hate avatar to move 2. And he's going to get an orange card, which for him, it's different. We just flip it over immediately and see if we can do it. You can make an additional pink card play this trick. So in this case, when the next trick comes, we'll throw in 2 cards for him now. Alright, so since the hate avatar won that last round, the rule is that the next judge is the person who is clockwise from the last judge. So that would be me. I'm going to go ahead and flip the gray card. And it says, what helps speed up post-surgery recovery? All Right, so let's see. What helps speed up post-surgery recovery? A life of regret or popping juicy pimples? Okay, I'm gonna say popping juicy pimples.
Yeah,
Is that yours, Joe? Okay, good. All right, so Joe could either move 1 or 8 according to his card, and he is going to move 8, which if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, he'll land on the gray. The gray doesn't do anything on its own, so he just stops there. He just wants to move the extra. All right, so now Joe is going to take the judge card because he won the last card.
What is now part of the Harvard graduation requirement? So amputating the wrong leg is now part of the Harvard graduation requirement, or a Napoleon Complex. We'll go with this one.
That's me.
Yay. So you get the card.
I get the card. I get to move 1 or 7. Let's just do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Green. And I get the green card. So that's the basic gameplay. There are also several variations of the game. You can play with just the cards, or you can play with just the board instead of them together, but this is the main gameplay that I'm showing you. And there's also a list of variants that you can play with if you choose to. Now, for the sake of other things that may come up when you play, I'm just going to show you a couple different scenarios. Let's say that Joe just won a card and it said that he can move 6. So he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and he lands on the 3. So if you land on a number, you get to move that many more, which would put him on a 0. So then he would get to move 0 more. However, if the number causes you to land on a color spot, you do not get a card for the color after you've landed on a number that turn. All right, so let's say that then I get an 8, and I'm gonna go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll land on the 3, and I'll get to move the extra 3. Now I've landed on Joe. So if I land on Joe or any other player, then I send them back to the last white spot. You can actually play it 2 different ways. You can play it that they get sent to the last white spot, or that they get sent to the nearest white spot, but you have to decide at the beginning of the game which way you're gonna play. So this is the last goal at the end of the game, and I have to land exactly on that spot to win. But I can't double back. So let's say that I had 6. I can move 1 or 6, and I'll choose 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't go back. So I would have to keep going in the same direction and go 6, which means I would miss it and have to wait till my next turn again to try to get the goal. So then let's say Joe, he got a card that let him move 1 or 5. So he's gonna move 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He got it exact, so he wins. Thank you for joining us for the Game of Ham today, and if you would like to purchase a copy, just go to gameofham.com. Thank you for joining us, and goodbye viewers. Please don't forget to subscribe, like our video, and comment below and let us know what you think of our game playthroughs.